I want to talk to you about something that sounds negative, but it really is more positive than I can tell you. I'm a kind of a spiritual papa, and it hit me really strong that I should speak to this thing called a school of failure. Don't want to be long, but I think you'll find what I have to say pretty impacting, and I just personally experienced it myself. Um, and one of my advantages in life I consider to be the fact that I've found the good book to be a life's instruction book. It hasn't been all that religious for me. It has been more practical and workable. And when I hit the idea of the school of failure, I have a PhD in failure. And a PhD in success, amazing enough. But what I wanted to just carefully introduce you to is that the school of success has many wonderful lessons, but the school of failure has different, I think, more valuable lessons. Everyone that has been successful knows how it works. But man, when you fail, I want to get bold and tell you that I think I saw one of the causes, maybe the origin of depression, self-hate, maybe even suicide. Now you can evaluate that when I open to you what I think I saw, but the implications was really something, and it reduces kind of exactly to a choice between reacting or responding. When I react, I lose control. And when I respond, I am giving you a worthy response to the set of circumstances. And reacting is just and I find it to be more prevalent, more demanding, and the confusion in America is increasing our strength of reactions. And my first introduction to the cost of reaction was a missionary in Peru who had a 12, 14-year-old servant girl. And her culture served from the left, Peruvian culture, and his culture served from the right. And he kept telling her, I want to be served from the right, and she keeps forgetting it. In the pressure, she serves him from the left. He jumps up from the table, takes his fist, and beats this little girl. Broke her liver. She died. Peruvian government packed him up. He just escaped with his life. And it hit me like a force. I thought, oh my God, what am I looking at? And then I began to see my own failures. I began to understand that reaction can be fatal it can be costly beyond anybody's imagination. And I also saw that reaction is provoked. And once I'm provoked, I'm capable of anything. I mean anything. I sat down, I taught some years at San Quentin, a young 24-year-old, and I sat down by in his bunk and I said, talk to me. And he said, oh, Bob, I want you to know that I will never, ever go to another McDonald's. He's in for life. And my stupidity, I said, what did you do? And he looked at me, his eyes got big, lips started to quiver, and he said, I killed my own mother. That's when I quit asking. And I realized then that reacting is totally out of control. I have lost my control of myself, of my language, of my actions, of my reaction. I am reacting in the most violent, dangerous, injurious manner, and then I thought I had this. I'm getting this all ready to talk to you about. I go to the bank on Monday afternoon. There's a new teller, and I'm in a hurry, and I'm under pressure, and I am not really in too good a control myself, and she starts hassling me and making demands, and I reacted. Forgive me for the emotion, but I reacted in a way that scared me, because I thought I really had come out of that this is not who I am anymore. Now, let me be, I don't want to be long. I want you to hear me. I want to impart this to you if I can, and then we'll quit. The good book says, don't say to people, you fool, you stupid. And we've counseled hundreds of people whose parents it almost destroyed them with their reaction. You dumb child, you. And see the reaction now, the parents' reaction, the teacher's reaction, the policeman's reaction, the pastor's reaction. And see, then I think, oh my God. So I began to see, now listen, this is just a couple illustrations. This is all you can find this. But what? He said, it's really important when you get hit, turn the other cheek. I thought, like hell I will. And suddenly I realized what he's saying to us is, if you are smacked and you react, you will wish you had turned the other cheek. Because now we're looking at murder one. We're looking at injuries that can't be repaired. The third one just got me crazy was, if the Roman soldier asked you to carry his pack for 1 mile, I'm instructing you, ask him to go the 2nd mile. I thought, what in the... Now I understand. This is the wisdom of human behavior. Because you are all full of resentment and you're reacting to the Roman soldier, and you're going to take it out on your family, on the people on the road. That's called road rage. People have died, literally. gets his pistol out of the glove box and goes over and shoots the guy out of whether you were in my way or not. Now, I gotta stop that, but watch. You have a choice. React, dangerous. Injurious. Start raising your voice to everyone. You are right. You are the command. And I found myself unable to get my reaction done for almost 7, 8, 10 hours, and then finally got myself back together so I could talk to you. I got in a car with a friend. He's going to take me to a restaurant, one that we liked, and he picked me up at the house, and we come out of my driveway, and he turned left, and the restaurant is right. And the restaurant is about 2 miles, and he turned left, and that made the restaurant maybe 6, 8 miles. So I'm sitting there, and this voice said to me, do not speak, do not correct him, do not offer any suggestion, just sit here and be quiet. And he's driving all over the place, and finally we arrived. I thought I was going to have a coronary. I thought I was going to explode, because I knew better. I knew where the restaurant was. I'm in command, and I'm reacting all over. So he looks at me and said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." and all this is now surfacing, and I think you're the cause. I think all this is because you need to hear something may save your life. Here's my point. Not complicated. Are we able to hear this? I think you may need to ask for help. If you can't control your reactions, you may need help from the Lord, help from people, professional counseling, something that you could get this thing dealt with. Can we teach our children this? Oh my God, I think it may be success or failure to raise a child who is highly reactive and isn't in control of his responses. Causes the child to begin to hate himself because he sees or she sees herself totally out of control. And then they begin what we call self-hate, a frightening thing. Now, I don't want to end on a negative thing, but suicide has increased something like 64%. I want you to consider the fact that what I have just introduced you to could very possibly be a source of self-hate, failure, even suicide. Love you much. I really want you to hear me.